Tamara Cowles from the Hood Canal Salmon Enhancement Group on the air with me. Good morning.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on to talk about this important subject. Native plants.
Yeah.
So we often are talking about the Scotch broom and the knotweed, these invasive species that are brought over for various reasons. They look pretty. They happen to sneak on board wherever anything is coming from or however they get here. And they really do a number on the native plants around here.
A lot of times they're able to outcompete the native plants. If we have a good ground cover of a lot of plants, then there's probably not any niche, any opening for an invasive to get into, and that's really important, and that's why one of the reasons why we encourage people to plant native. Along the streams in particular, we don't want a lot of introduced plants, just in case they do escape. They could cause a lot of havoc and move downstream and then infest other areas.
We've been, these plants have been working this environment, this ecosystem for millennia, so they know what they need to do.
Yeah, and everything relies on them. I think that's one of the things I really enjoy is trying to incorporate native plants into your home landscape. You can use them as kind of a foundational plant. They provide a lot of food for birds and other species, and also they're really a lot less work. They just, the first year or two, require some maintenance and watering to get them established, and then after that they're suited for this area, so they grow really well.
What are some of the plants, native plants, that are the best for our area, that look the best, maybe, because that's a big thing. People want to have a nice looking yard, and
I can think of two in particular that I really enjoy, and I have them in my yard. And one of them is black twinberry, and that one grows along the stream, so it can handle wetter ground. And it's in the honeysuckle family. It's a shrub, but it has a long yellow flower that hummingbirds love. And then after the flower is gone, it has this kind of unusual reddish black berries, and then a red bract, which is kind of like a petal behind the berry, and it's really an unusual look. And then my other favorite is red flowering currant, and I have it everywhere in my yard. It's early in late spring it starts, so it's early in the year, and it flowers, and it has clusters of flowers that hang down like grapes, and the hummingbirds love it, so they just go crazy.
So there are some things to help out the hummingbirds, because that's a big thing that people look for. They want to make sure they've got the stuff that is going to draw the attention of these animals and birds and things like that. So there are the options to keep it native and still look really nice.
Yeah, and a lot of times what you could do is use that native plant in the background and then add some other ornamentals that maybe have more flowers throughout the year. Some of our natives, the flowers are maybe not as showy as ornamentals, but they certainly add a lot of value for the animals, butterflies, moths, bees, all of the little creatures and birds. So it's pretty important to provide that food source.
I'm talking with Tamara Cowles from the Hood Canal Salmon Enhancement Group. And does the group do any of this planting work themselves?
Yeah, we treat knotweed on 8 streams, and in the areas with people that have consented to allow us to treat knotweed, we will also do plantings if they're open to it and it's needed. And so a lot of that can focus on preventing more bank erosion and adding conifers. A lot of our streams and rivers have a lack of conifers. They were logged. Yeah. And when conifer falls into the river, it holds back a lot of the sediment, makes pools better for fish, and it also rots a lot slower than alder and big leaf maple, which most of our streams are covered in that right now because of all of the historical logging. So adding that conifer is really important, and all of that service to the people along those streams is free. We have grant money that pays for the crew. It pays for the plants, because it is really important for the salmon to get more plantings and get the invasive out. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of landowners with the water side, creek side access that are welcoming you on to their property?
We have a fair amount of people who are really open to working with us, and we've cultivated relationships with them over the years. I know Mason Conservation District does the same thing. So there's other groups up north, NOSC, the North Olympic Salmon Coalition. I want to make sure I don't butcher their name. Really nice people. They do the north end of the canal and then up towards the strait. Kind of the same thing, treating knotweed in particular. Once you eradicate that, you need to fill it in with some native plants to prevent it from coming back.
Because it'll come back quick.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
How can somebody get in touch with you guys to get on this list? So you come out, maybe do a site survey, see what's going on?
Yeah, we do a site survey and then kind of determine what would need to be planted and then talk to them. And also, we also want it beneficial to the landowner. So, we want to take their feedback. Say, for instance, they have an area they don't want to plant that they want to use in a different way. We want to talk to them about maybe working with them on that. If they have a particular plant that they really like in the plants that we use, we could go heavy on that plant. There's a lot of options because it is their yard and we want them to enjoy it too. Yeah.
What's the contact information for this here?
So my contact information is 360-275-3575, extension 24.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's 8 rivers, but you certainly can call us if you aren't on one of those rivers. We could always work with them to see what options are out there to still address that on streams and rivers because it's really important.
It is important to get these native plants back in there, building up the coastlines or the sides of the creeks and rivers, the shorelines, that's the word I was looking for, and things like that. Tamara Cowles, thanks for coming in. Again, you can also learn more at the Salmon Center's website, pnwsalmoncenter.org. They've got a lot of great information, upcoming events, and ways that you can additionally volunteer as we move into the summer and fall. So I'm sure we'll be talking more about this as that comes up.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me on.